Hello guys, welcome to my preview of the Premier League 2021-2022 review. The season ended 3 days ago on Sunday's Championship Sunday. And we're here to review the whole season in 15 minutes or less. 20th we got Norwich. They're a yo-yo team if I've ever seen one. They just get relegated and promoted and relegated and promoted. Best players were Grant Hanley. They were just a very awful team. Was there a single game week where we didn't think they'd get relegated? Honestly. Top scorer 11 goals. Pukki. Their second top scorer is 2 goals. Sargents. I mean, that's just not enough goals. 23 goals in 38 games. That's woeful. Assists 3. Pukki got the most goals and most assists. I mean, he can't do everything. It's incredible. This team is just so bad. It's just so bad. Pukki Rashica expected to do way more. I liked him at Werder Bremen. He was like their best player. Well, a lot changes. He's been so bad in the Premier League. They got Ozan Kabak. Looks like a shell of himself. Tim Krul is actually decent. It's the only decent team, really. Look at that. Championship 18-19, Premier League 19-20, Championship 20/21, Premier League 21/22, and now Championship 22/23. 5 seasons in a row they changed leagues. Yo-yo team. Watford in 19th. Another one of those. 27 losses. 77 goals. And Norwich 84 goals conceded as well. Like, that's horrific. But Watford even more losses. 27 losses. The last 2 teams were so much worse than the rest of the league. João Pedro, an average rating, was their best player. 10 goals for Manuel Dennis, who actually started the season super good. And the season badly. Sarr, we expected way more from him. Assist Dennis got most goals. Both the last two teams got a top scorer and top assist maker the same. And so yeah, like their team was meant to be way better than this. Emmanuel Dennis, João Pedro, Samuel Kalou, Ismail Sarr, Maran Luza, Musa Sissoko, Yorai Kutsuka was actually not that bad. Edo Kayembe, etc. Hassan Kamara was actually good. I didn't even know Nkuru was there. Trusty Kong had such a bad season. Danny Rose, a bunch of random players, a bunch of average players, and then Ben Foster, the king himself. Burnley got relegated finally after all these years of staying up with the lowest budget in the league. What a run they've been on. But, yeah. Championship, last time we were in championship was 15-16. It's been 6 years. It's sad to see them go. James Tarkowski is going to be leaving on a free, so a lot of teams will need him. Dwight McNeil is very good player. Their top scorer, Maxwell Cornet, 9 goals. He's definitely going to leave them. Top assist maker, Josh Brownhill, Ashley Westwood, Charlie Taylor, Wout Weghorst, and Matej Vydra. Yeah, their players, like Cornet has to go. Weghorst, McNeil, they're too good for a championship. Weghorst actually fits the championship. He's a physical striker. Who else is too good? James Tarkowski for sure. Ben Mee, Nathan Collins, and of course the goalie Nick Pope. They're too good for championship, so most of them are probably gonna go. So it was expected for Norwich and Watford to get relegated. Burnley, you always expect them, but they never do. But now they finally do get relegated, so it's expected. But it's a bit a shock at the same time. Leeds defense, the second worst defense in the league. They were so leaky. They need to improve next season. Of course, they got players like Rafinha, top scorer Rafinha, Jack Harrison, Rodrigo, Dan James, Rafinha. Rafinha is definitely going to go. Him and, who's the second player? Actually, Patrick Bamford's been injured for a long time. Rafinha and Calvin Phillips are probably going to go to better teams. But they are staying up in Premier League. They're going to make it 3 seasons in a row, which is good for them. Everton thought they would get relegated, which is not a good sign. I did not think they would get even close to relegation. That team deserves way. Oh, they already have a club friendly game scheduled. That team deserves way better than being 16th. Like that squad is way better than that. I do not like Anthony Gordon, by the way. He's a diving. Richarlison top scorer. He might go to a better team. And of course, top assist maker again. Top scorer and top assist maker, the same person. And highest average rating. That team with Calvert-Lewin, Richarlison up front. Partnership. Donny van de Beek, Dele Alli were nowhere to be seen, but they're good players at the end of the day. Allen was great with Napoli. Abdoulaye Doucouré, Andre Gomez, Alex Iwobi. Anthony Gordon's a good player, even though he dives a lot. Vitaly Mikolenko, Michael Keane, Ben Godfrey, Seamus Coleman, Nathan Patterson, and of course Jordan Pickford. They deserve to be way higher than 16th. Well, that team deserves, not like the squad. The players, they got way too good players to be rivaling Burnley for a relegation place. Southampton, Ward-Prowse is always their best player. Ward-Prowse, your center mid is your best player. Highest top scorer, 10 goals, and top assist maker with Redmond too. 15th is around, like, you expect them to be a little bit higher than that, but it's around where you expect them to be. With Broha coming back to Chelsea, let's go. It's around where you expect them to be. Maybe a slightly higher, but they were never really, even though at the end of the day they were only 5 points clear of relegation, you never really thought they'd get relegated. They just ended the season very badly. Aston Villa, same there. You expect Aston Villa to be higher, but at the same time, that's around where you expected them to be this year. But next year, they're probably going to get better. They got Boubacar Kamara on a free. But like Leon Bailey, Coutinho, Buendia, Danny Ings, Morgan Sanson, John McGinn, Douglas Luiz. This team is expected to be way better than where they finished. They finished 14th. Next year, they're probably going to be rivaling top half of the table. Ollie Watkins, top scorer. Danny Ings, only 7 goals. That's actually so bad. Buendia and Danny Ings, top assist maker. Buendia and Danny Ings have been pretty disappointing in their first season. Brentford 13th, that's great. I expected them to get relegated. I expect them to get relegated next year as part of the second season syndrome. Leeds always got taken out by that. Sheffield United got taken out by that. I believe Huddersfield Town also got taken down by got relegated because of that, the second season syndrome. So I think they'll get relegated, or at least they'll be very close to relegation, way closer than they were this year. They were very good this year. Ivan Toney, top scorer. Brian Mbeumo, top assist maker. Christian Eriksen has been such a good player, and he's probably gonna go to a better team. Christian Norgard. Johan Wissa in there. Sergi Canos scored the first goal of the season, I remember, against Arsenal. That was a long time ago. Is it the first goal of the season? Well, he scored in the first game of the season, that's for sure. David Raya has also got selected by Spain in their Nations League squad. Crystal Palace have been way more impressive than I thought. I don't think they deserve to be 12th. I think they deserve to be higher than Wolves and Brighton. They were played better. They got a positive goal difference for a reason. 46 goals conceded only and 50 goals for. Patrick Vieira has something going, that's for sure. And they're going to be way better in the near future. Top scorer, Wilfried Zaha. Second top scorer is Conor Gallagher coming back to Chelsea. Thank you very much. Top assist maker Michael Olise, who has a release clause. Let's see if he goes somewhere. Mark Gahey was actually very good too. They got a very strong team, and Patrick Vieira has something going here. And the center-back partnership of Anderson and Gahey with Tyrick Mitchell on the left side too. Like, that's a decent team, and next season they'll be good. Newcastle 11th. They were so bad in the first half of the season, and then since Eddie Howe's been coming in, they've been so good. So fair play to Eddie Howe for being such a game changer at the end of the day. Top scorer, 8 goals for Callum Wilson. They're gonna buy some players this summer, and they're gonna get way better. Bruno Guimaraes has been so good. Saint Maximin up there in top scorer and number one assist maker. So fair play to him. Saint Maximin, Wilson are definitely going to stay there for next season. Let's see if they're starters next season. Miguel Almiron, Bruno Guimaraes has been so good. Kieran Trippier up there is a very good player. Dan Burn. There's going to be a lot of changes to this team, but Guimaraes, Wilson, and Saint Maximin I think will be starters. Maybe not Wilson. We'll see. Wolves have been so disappointing. They were rivaling West Ham for so long and could not win in the last 7 games. When West Ham couldn't win either because they were playing Europa League, so they were focused on that. It was right there to be taken from Wolves. It's a place like they could have easily finished 7th, but they finished 10th, and that's so disappointing. And Neves is probably gonna go. Raúl Jiménez, 6 goals. They don't score enough. 1 goal a game. 6 goals as your top scorer, and you're 10th. That's not good enough. They need to focus on scoring more. Assist, also top scorer is top assist maker. 6 goals though, it's a very disappointing team in terms of attacking wise, but they do get the result at the end of the day. They're 10th. Nelson Semedo, Raúl Jiménez, Pedro Neto was injured for most of the season, but he's a great player. Daniel Podence, Ruben Neves, João Moutinho, Leandro Dendoncker, Willy Bolly, Connor Cody, and Jose Sa has had a great season. 9th Brighton, also disappointing attacking wise. They create so many chances, and their striker always does badly. But they got Deniz Undav for next season. Let's see if he scores a lot for them. I believe he finished top scorer in the Belgian league with Royal Uno/was. Let's see if he gets a ton of goals. 8 goals, Trossard and Mopai with top scorer. Assist maker Pascal Gross and Enak Mwepu. They're a good team. Graham Potter is a good coach, and they're gonna be top half of the table. They'll be rivaling for top half of the table next season too. Enak Mwepu, Yves Bissouma, Niall Mopai, Leandro Trossard, Pascal Gross, Tariq Lamptey, Marc Cucurella is a great player. Lewis Dunk, Robert Sanchez also got selected by Spain. Leicester finished 8th, but way more disappointing. They just ended the season with 3 wins and a draw, but they were way more disappointing than that. They were 14th for most they were bottom half of the table for most of the season. So they were one of the more disappointing teams. Of course, Everton is number 1, but Leicester are also very disappointing. 15 goals for Vardy, 12 for Maddison. They concede way too many goals though. 10 assists for Barnes, 8 for Maddison. Maddison's I think he's gonna go leave. Barnes honestly is a great player. And Vardy is also a lethal striker still after such a long time being good. Daka is a good backup. Kelechi Iheanacho, Ademola Lookman. Yeah, Yuri Tielemans probably gonna leave too. Wilfred Ndidi's been good. Boubakary Soumaré. I thought it was going to be a good signing. He's not that bad, but just expect more from him. Wesley Fofana was injured for most of the season, but he's a great centre back. Ricardo Pereira. James Justin got selected by England. Yannick Vestergaard, Johnny Evans, Kasper Schmeichel. It's a good team. And 8th is around where I expect them, but for most of the season, they were not close to 8th, which is why they had such a disappointing season. West Ham finishing 7th. And having to balance Europa League and making the Europa League semi-final was great. So they had a great season. But they almost finished. They could have finished 6th if they had just beaten Brighton. On the last day, Jarrod Bowen got selected by England and is finished out their top scorer, Mikhail Antonio Sideburn Rama, around the top 3. Bowen also top assist maker with Antonio. Bro, it's the same. It's Bowen, Antonio, Benrahma. So this is 3 main attacking players. But of course, their main player, Declan Rice, they want 120 million for him. That's mad, honestly. Vlasic Suchek, Lanzini, Fornals, Kurt Zuma, Issa Diop, Craig Dawson, Lukasz Fabianski. Yeah, they got a good team. And David Moyes is doing a very good job. Man United with a new coach, Erik ten Hag. Let's see, because they had such a disappointing season. 6th. That is their most disappointing season. A 0-goal difference. 18 goals Ronaldo, 10 for Fernandes. We expect way more. Greenwood finished a 3rd top scorer, and he's been out since January with all the off-field issues he's had. Assists Pogba 9. Is it 4 or is it 5 of them? 4 of them in the first game. Yeah, that's pretty bad for Pogba to finish with only 9. They've had as disappointing as they've ever had in their history, or at least in the last 50 years. Definitely in the Premier League, 30 years. Arsenal disappointing at the end. They almost got top 4. I expected them to finish like around 7th. So 5th, you could argue it's a overachievement, but at the same time it's not, because we saw how the season went, and also they had no other league. They did not have European football to look for to tire them in the midweek, and so next year they're gonna be worse because they have no depth. They're gonna have to sign a lot of depth in the summer, because with games midweek they would be way worse. And their top scorer, Bukayo Saka, and 2nd top scorers, Smith Rowe. There's Odegaard in there. Assists, Saka, Lacazette, Martinelli, Odegaard. Lacazette's probably going to leave, while Nketiah got a new contract. 3 draws, the least draws in the league. Yeah, but they lost 13 games. That's more than Crystal Palace in 12th. So, only 4 less than Burnley in 18th. Tottenham 4th. That's a great. Conte turned it around. He's a super good coach. If they get new players, apparently Fraser Forster just passed the medical, by the way, for all you Tottenham fans. I don't think he's going to change much to this team. He's just a backup, but just a bit of a news. Heung-min Son finished top scorer with Mohamed Salah, of course. Harry Kane started season so badly in terms of scoring and finished okay, 17 goals. Kane, top assist maker of the team. Kulusevski was been so good in January. Heung-min Son, etc., etc. This is a great team. They'll be good in Champions League next season, and if they sign a lot of players, because apparently they have like 150 million to spend, they'll be great next season too. I wouldn't say locking top 4 because there's still Chelsea, there's still Man United with Erik ten Hag coming back. I don't think Arsenal are a serious threat because of Arteta holding them back. But that's a very decent team, if you ask me. Chelsea finishing 3rd after so long. We've been 3rd like so long. We actually were first for like 6 games this season. At the end, it was pretty It was quite squeaky bum time at the end of the season, but it was never really in doubt. 11 goals, Mason Mount. Yeah, our top scorer is like Mason Mount and not Lukaku. That's shambolic. Kai Havertz is also up there. That we definitely do have. It's the first. That's the most goals we've scored in by one player in the last 2 seasons. 11 goals. Last year we did not have one with double-digit goals. Mason Mount, top assist maker, also double-digit. So 21 goal contribution is great from Mount. Reece James has had a great season, our best player last season, in my opinion. We got a decent squad. Hudson-Odoi, I don't know where the fuck he is anymore. And N'Golo Kante is good. Well, he's injured a lot, but he's still good when he plays. Mateo Kovacic is also. Him and Reece James are elite. Ben Chilwell was injured for a whole second half of the season. Mendy's a bit very inconsistent. Rudiger and Christensen leaving for Spain. Spinaqueta maybe too. Alonso probably also. Thiago Silva has been super good. Jorginho also inconsistent. Timo Werner, Pulisic, Ziyech are allergic to scoring and assisting, and Kai Havertz. Yeah, I mean we don't score enough goals in my opinion. We have 76 goals. I don't know how. We had 13 goals in 2 games against Norwich and against Southampton, but we created so many chances and missed so many chances. We actually are the first team in the history of the Premier League to not have been losing at halftime at any point during the season in the Premier League only. Liverpool finished second, 1 point from first. Man City on the last day, they almost won the league. They were actually never leading, I don't think, because Man City scored before. Were leading before Liverpool. So, they were never leading on the day, but still pretty damn close. They had a very, very good season in the Premier League, of course, and Champions League, and Carabao Cup, and FA Cup. They had a great season in total. So fair play to them. Mohamed Salah, of course, second is tied for top scorer in the Premier League. Sadio Mane and Diego Jota with a lot of goals too. Assists Salah, Alexander Arnold, and Andrew Robertson. They got a great team. You know it. I don't need to tell you. Luis Diaz, Thiago Alcantara, Fabinho, Joel Matip, Andrew Robertson, Alexander Arnold, Van Dijk, Alisson, and Origi's going to AC Milan, very probably. Sadio Mane, Mohamed Salah. It's just a great team. Manchester City. Ooh, they got a game against Bayern on 23rd, if that interests anyone. First place, yeah, Man City. They won the league. That's their only trophy they're gonna win all season. So, if they had lost out in the league too, that would have been such a bad season. No trophies, but they do get the trophy, and what a comeback! Gundogan with a brace, goal from Rodri. That is heroic from Man City. Second time they do it in the last decade. They come back from behind to win the league. De Bruyne, Raheem Sterling, and Riyad Mahrez, 3 top scorers for Man City. De Bruyne, Jesus, Cancelo, top 3 assist makers. Of course, Haaland is coming in. That's going to change a lot of things. Riyad Mahrez, Gabriel Jesus, Jack Grealish, Phil Foden, Raheem Sterling, De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Gundogan, Rodri, Fernandinho, Diaz, Cancelo, Zinchenko. It's a great team. Walker, Laporte, Stones, Ake, Ederson. It's just a great team, and let's see if they win the league, the Champions League finally for the first time in their history. That's all they want. That's why they're signing Haaland. Like, can they? Who's gonna win? By the way, this will be the tweet. Also, I would like you to on the comment section say who you think is the most disappointing team and the most impressive. For me, the most disappointing is of course Everton. Most impressive. I don't want to do since this is top 6. I don't want to do any of them. I don't think any of them were more impressive than the other team, way more impressive. So I'm gonna say, I think Crystal Palace and Brighton were very impressive this season. Crystal Palace in terms of the game of how they play were most impressive in my opinion. And yeah, tell me yours in the comment section below, and tell me who you think is gonna win the Champions League first, PSG or Manchester City. Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe if you're new to this channel. Press the like button if you've enjoyed this video, and I'll be doing reviews of the other leagues, of course, shortly. And actually, I would like to see the score of the Conference League final. It is right now, by the way. It was 1-0 last time I checked. Still 1-0. Roma against Feyenoord. Will Roma finally win a European trophy and Mourinho in his first season, or will Feyenoord equalize and potentially win? But thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.